to my urologist,
Okay.
checked my testosterone, and I was at 126.
Wow.
So the normal, I mean, the range is 300 to 1200. But to feel good, a guy should be somewhere between 600 and
Right.
900.
Today we got my dear friend today, Yuri. He's getting an IV drip and a head shave all at once.
This is the new way of getting a haircut.
This is going to be an interesting haircut. An IV bag while getting a head shave.
We'll see who finished first.
Wow, this is a first for me.
For me too, trust me. And I'm sure for your viewers as well.
Yeah. So I wanted to have you on because you just opened a place in Delray, Florida.
Yep, we opened, it's a wellness clinic called Testocore. We do hormone optimization, testosterone replacement, IV therapy. We also do erectile dysfunction, medical weight loss, so all the modern marvels
Okay.
of medicine.
All right, so before we get into all that, tell us about your transformation you had that inspired you to make you want to do this.
So I'll give you a picture to show to your people. So about 2.5 years ago, I mean, I've been always working out. About 2.5 years ago, I got to the point where I got lazy. I gained almost 20 pounds of fat, and as I was looking at myself in the mirror, I was debating, do I look good?
Right.
Or is that my imagination? You know, like
This is called midlife crisis, right?
exactly. But you know, like when the women look at themselves in the mirror, they always see themselves like being overweight.
Right.
When men look in the mirror, they always think they look good.
Right.
But I couldn't fool myself anymore. I did look overweight. So, and like I had no energy. I was, you know, like my wife and my daughter, they like hiking, you know, like we
Right.
used to go to the mountain. Like last time we went, like I hardly made it through the half of the mountain, and
That's when you
so
knew.
I figured, you know, something wrong with me. So I went to my doctor, my primary physician, and I told him my symptoms. My libido was down, my energy was down, I was gaining weight, I didn't have like will to carry on.
Right.
So he listened to me and he said, well, you're depressed. Gave me a prescription for depression medication. Yeah, because this is all they're trained to do.
And what was
So-
what was your age when you went there?
I was 51,
Okay.
just turned 51, I think. And
So that's about the age, right?
that's about that age
Yeah.
when you starting to feeling like you're going to the other
I
side.
hear it a lot from my customers.
Yeah, and but I didn't feel depressed, and I talked to a buddy of mine. He said, you know, you gotta go check your testosterone. And you know, like we have this connotation when somebody says testosterone, you right away like, oh, I'm not like bodybuilder.
Right.
But in recent years, like everything changed because it's not as dangerous as we thought before. It doesn't have any ramification on your prostate or your heart condition, unless you have a predisposed condition to begin with. So he told me about testosterone. I went to my urologist,
Okay.
checked my testosterone, and I was at 126.
Wow.
So the normal, I mean, the range is 300 to 1200. But to feel good, a guy should be somewhere between 600 and 900. So I was at 126. So of course, I panicked, and my doctor prescribed testosterone, and it completely transformed my life. Not only I felt more energized, I got my mojo back,
Right.
which my wife was very happy about. But also like other things came into play, you know, like I start going to the gym. Like once I start going to the gym, I start eating cleaner.
You just felt more motivated, or?
More motivated, energy, like
Right.
that
You got
was
more
like the
energy.
first thing, you know, that like, okay, like before I was looking to get on the couch and just lay down.
Right.
And like after like 2 months being on it, every time I lay down, I'm like, I don't want to do this. You know, like what can I do? Like
Right.
go for a walk, go for a run, go to the gym. You know, take my daughter for a bike ride. So like all those things like just changing. You know, like I felt better than I felt like for 10 years probably. So that's why it's important for guys to check that like as soon as they have any symptoms, and not to plug it in, but we offer free testosterone testing. You can just come in, no obligations. We can take your blood, and we'll have a small lab right in the office.
Okay.
So we can run your levels, and you just know, you know, like if you're feeling like that because you're just lazy and tired, or you're feeling like that because your hormones are out of balance.
All right. So let's run through the symptoms a little of what low T would be like.
So first is energy, of course.
Okay.
Second is loss of muscles. Third is libido, like your sex drive going down.
Right.
Between us guys, you're not getting that morning wood. So those are like first signs of low testosterone. And then the weight gain around midsection.
Yep.
Because if you have a very low testosterone, we do need estrogen in the body.
Okay.
But when estrogen becomes predominant, that's when we get in gynecomastia, which like man boobs and fat around midsection.
Is that when we have high estrogen?
When we have higher estrogen, like in percentage to testosterone.
Okay.
It's not necessarily very high, but if you have a very low testosterone and your estrogen, even if it's normal, like percentage-wise, it's becoming predominant.
Okay.
Right?
So as our testosterone decreases, our estrogen is increasing? Is that
It's not increasing, no. It stays what it is, but it's just, like as I said, percentage-wise, it's becoming higher. So, and on the other hand, when you start taking testosterone, your estrogen goes up because it's a sex hormone. When you start taking testosterone,
Okay.
it goes up. So it's very important to monitor estrogen as well, because you don't want to have it too little, but you also don't want to have it too much.
Okay.
That's why we call it optimization, because you have to optimize and have just right amount of everything in your body.
Right.
But yeah, so those are like basically like symptoms, you know, when you, as a guy, when you stop feeling like yourself, when you stop feeling like a guy. So and testosterone responsible also for your mental clarity. So when you start getting those foggy mornings and afternoons when you don't know what you're doing, so those are again telltales of.
And when you start forgetting stuff?
Well, when you start forgetting stuff, you're just getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those are telltales, and they are very important to address, because as we get older, you know, the importance of having nice muscle tone and enough muscle become more important for just longevity, because you need muscles to get yourself from the chair,
Of course.
to walk, to pick stuff up, you know, and the less muscle mass you have, the more sedentary life you're going to have, like moving forward, you know.
Therefore, the weight gain.
Plus the weight gain, you have to
with the weight gain
keep.
comes depression, because you're gaining weight and you're not losing. It's affecting mindset, right?
Of course, it's like
Less muscle on your body.
everything. Like I mean, when you look at yourself in the mirror, if you're happy with what you see, it makes your day so much better, right? When you look in the mirror and you're like, I don't want to see that. And especially you have to think about people that you're living with, you know, like your wife.
Yep.
Is she gonna enjoy you more if you're vibrant and like great, energized in bed, and your kids that you can like enjoy life, or they're gonna like it when you're just laying on the couch watching TV and eating chips all day.
Exactly.
You know.
Makes sense.
So those are things that we're doing. So that's why I decided to get into a space, because I really saw the value and I saw what it did to me, and I just wanted to help other guys feel the same way, like to get out of this daily rant of thinking like, well, what's happening to me, like, and I mean, reading, going on the internet, you can read and find like a lot of things wrong with you, like that depression shit comes to you like from every corner,
Well, I
But,
hear so many different terminologies when it comes to this. Also, hormone replacement therapy. Is that the same thing?
It's the same thing, so hormone replacement therapy, it means for men and women, because women needs hormone optimization as well, because once they get through postmenopausal stage, their hormones are out of whack completely. So, and
They come out of menopause.
right, so, and also you have to understand that, which surprised me, women need testosterone just as much as men do,
Wow.
just in a very little dose, because that's, again, controls your sex appetite,
Right.
it controls your mental clarity, it controls your energy. They just have their estrogen is predominant sex hormone for women, but they do need testosterone.
Okay.
So, and women come to us for various reasons, like we prescribe progesterone, which controls another sex hormone,
Right.
in women's. And we also do medical weight loss. And our approach to medical weight loss is a little bit different. We use same medication, semaglutide, tirzepatide. There's new medication coming out. There's probably going to be another 20 new medication in the next 3 years. Because once they open that bubble of GLP-1, now they just keep going.
Okay.
But we're taking a different approach, because most of the, women and men, people that come in for GLP-1 medication, it's a wonderful drug, right? So like you can lose 25 pounds, 25% of your body weight in less than a year.
Wow.
Okay, so it's incredible. But the problem is that it's, as I call, a lazy river, because you're just injecting medication, you don't eat, it suppresses your appetite, so you eat less, but you have to move more. You have to learn how to eat properly, because you can't be on it forever.
On the medication.
Right, you can, but it's very expensive. You don't
This
want
is
to
the
be
weight loss.
right. You don't want to be paying like $200 a month for the rest of your life. So you have to take this time while you're on medication to teach yourself new habits.
Right.
How to exercise, what do you need to do to keep the weight off, how to properly nutrition, how to properly eat, like. So when you come off that weight, when you enter into your new body, because like imagine somebody like, let's say 300 pounds, they've been trying to lose weight for decades, and just diet after diet, and nothing works, and you starve yourself, and you're going back to where you were before, and like, but you're losing like 15, 20 pounds.
Right.
But here you have an ability to lose 60, 80 pounds in 1 year. It's incredible. So you enter into your new body, you go on shopping, you buy new clothes, you're feeling great, but then you stop medication, what happens? Nothing suppresses your appetite anymore. You still have your cravings.
Wow.
And 75% of people that coming off without being prepared, they're gaining their weight and more within the first year.
Wow.
So what we did, we partnered up with nutritionists, we partnered up with personal trainers. We also offer a 1 month free membership to Retro Fitness in Delray Beach.
Okay.
So we really want to see you succeed, you know, because like your success is that's why we're doing this, you know, like money will come. But seeing people like actually succeeding, seeing like guys coming back after like 5-6 months being on testosterone, like with their lights just back on, you know, like and thanking, and like we have like one wife that called and she almost cried. She's like, you gave me my husband back.
Yeah.
Like they were almost on the verge of divorce. So it's like everything. Our bodies, they run by hormones.
Right.
You know, like, but if you go to your regular doctor, this is the last thing that they look at. If look at it at all.
Right.
So
Now, just to make it clear, you're not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
I don't have. I'm been in hospitality. I own chain of restaurants. I've been in real estate industry for the past 14 years.
Right.
So the only reason I entered this arena is because like I really want to help people. I really want to see more people thrive. You know,
Yeah.
because it's like it's life, you know, and unfortunately we live in a society where obesity reigns, depression reigns, you
Yep.
know, like nobody
It's at
wants.
its all-time high, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's the reason, because we don't know what's wrong with us, you know, so we
Yeah.
just get into like first lane, okay, like let me try depression medication and see how that goes.
Yeah.
But it never goes well. Because
Yeah.
from there you need to take another medication from that medication, and then because doctors are trained to connect symptom to medication. You know, I'm
That's
not
it,
talking
yeah.
about surgeons, I'm not talking about, but like primary physicians,
Right.
that's what they train. They don't cure, you know, they just find the solution to change your state. But it's much more complicated than that. So
Well, I've had customers come to me and tell me they're doing stomach surgery, where they're
That-
cutting half of their stomach out.
right. So I mean, unfortunately, with some people, it's a necessary operation because
But I would love to know, or I'd help them know that there is other alternatives, right? Such
there
as the
are
one you just said,
right. There are other alternatives, and again, that's gonna have to
because
be
that would be like the last thing you'd want to consider.
operation. Definitely should be.
That should be the last one on your list.
Definitely, but again, you have to consult, and I can't stress this enough. Don't buy medication online. Don't
Right.
do that telemedicine, because you don't know who you're talking to, and you definitely don't know where your medication coming from.
Right.
And the medication that we're buying from reputable Hallandale Pharmacy, which is right here in Miami. They have a 140,000 square feet facility.
Right.
They 503A regulated, so you know where it's coming from. You know
Right.
it's going to be effective. But you do have to consult your physician, and that medication should be taken only under strict supervision,
Right.
because of the mild side effects, because of everything that it does. But yeah, it definitely should be number one choice before
Okay.
you enter anything else. And
Now there's also something called peptides.
so we do, unfortunately, FDA, DEA discontinue a lot of peptides, most of them.
They've
So
been
ro-
discontinued.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, because there was some side effects. Again, any medication, people misusing it, so
Uh-huh.
somebody put it in IV
Wow.
and died because it wasn't supposed to be administered that way. But they just crashed on everything.
Hmm.
And so right now there is only really sermorelin and testosterone, which is both growth hormone.
Yeah.
They're awesome. I'm taking it myself. Like I'm right now since opening clinic, like I'm experimenting with all different medication that we prescribe, just so I understand what it feels like, what it looks like, So I'm taking sermorelin myself for a month and a half about, and like to really see a full effect, you need to be taken for about 5-6 months. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. So I go to the gym regularly, and my bench press went by 10% in a month and a half.
Wow. Went up by 10%?
By 10%. I'm pushing more weight. I'm pushing 265.
Wow.
Where like the most I could push, like even in my, I don't know, probably like late 30s. And I'm 53 years old. So in my late 30s, I was pushing probably 245 at the most.
Wow. In your late 30s?
So in my late 30s. So that stuff is definitely work. What I like about it is not replacing anything, the way peptides work. So peptides, like we have about 7,000 peptides in our body.
Okay.
And the most known peptide is insulin. So insulin works, you don't actually put insulin inside of you. I mean, you don't put insulin inside of your body. The medication makes your gland send a signal for your body to produce more insulin. Okay. And again, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to get into all the medical mumbo jumbo, but basically peptides, they're signaling agents of the body. So if there is something wrong, then send a signal to wherever it needs to go to start producing something. Same with testosterone. Like testosterone, when you do testosterone, you injecting actual testosterone in your body, so it's basically like, that's why it's called testosterone replacement therapy, because you're replacing your own production with the outside source. So peptides work different, and sermorelin is a growth hormone peptide. So basically what it does, it sends a signal to your hypothalamus to produce more growth hormone. So it becoming a natural synthesis, like your body producing it naturally. So that's what I like about it. It has a very mild side effects. I didn't have any personally, but growth hormone is very important, because this is like, testosterone is how your body feels. Growth hormone is basically how your body functions.
Okay.
So it's very important to check that as well regularly.
Here's my issue with the growth hormone. 2 issues. Number 1, how is it for our health? And number 2, when does it end? Or does it ever end?
Right. So it's a short, like we only recommend about 3 to 4 months at the time, taking a break.
3 to 4 month cycles.
Right. So, and again, you need to, we check your blood after 2 months to see where IGF-1 is. And it's very important, because you don't want to, again, you don't want to have too much of anything, right?
Exactly.
You just want to feel good, and once you start feeling good, you want to discontinue
But
it.
I don't want to lose everything that I gained.
You're not losing, because you like that's the beauty of it. When you're stopping, your body keeps that level to which you went to.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? For example, if you went to 200, you're gonna stay at 200.
Right.
Okay, and then after a while, after like 4, 5, 6 months, you will start going down again. So you can do the process.
Okay. So every 3 to 4 months, you would cycle it.
Yep.
And what would be the dosage on that?
So it depends. Like it's between 0.3 and 0.5 milliliters.
What is that? One shot?
It's a one shot. Everything is injection. We also offer. It's called troche. So it's a dissolvable, like pill.
You said
troche.
Troche.
Troche. So it's a dissolvable, like a pill gel that you put under your tongue. That's for people that don't want to do injections.
And how's the effectiveness of that?
So they, as effective, probably I would say like maybe 90% effective comparing to injection. Injection is just a pure delivery because it goes right into your bloodstream.
Right.
And it's a better effect.
Okay.
And to be honest, I haven't tried troches yet. So if you're interested, you can get my information from Dennis.
Well, we'll leave it in the link below.
We'll leave it in the
How
link.
could customers get in touch with you?
So
what's the
I'll
name
leave
of your-
I'll
what's the
leave
name
my
of your-
information.
What's the name of your...
So
Please.
my clinic is Testo Core, as testosterone is a core of a man's health. And
Testo Court.
Testo Core.
Okay, how
And
can
we're
we get in touch with
located on West Atlantic Avenue in Delray. And you can reach me anytime, 24 hours a day at 561-850-7198. My name is Yuri Karukin. Lights out.
Cool. Thank you for coming and sharing. And this was a very interesting haircut, doing an IV injection.